Hey y'all, so this is kind of a little bit of instruction. It's up just further understanding to the word that God had me post a few days ago on my TikTok about interceding for your spouse. And this is for those that are pretty much at the finish line. God has brought you to back together. You're at the finish line, right? And so it's not for everybody. Everybody's in different seasons. Basically, you have finished your process and your spouse has finished their process, right? And what he's showing me is that there is one, I wouldn't say one last giant, because further down the road, there's going to be giants, the enemy, the warfare. It's just a part of being a Christian, right? It's just going to happen. But for this, moving into the promised land as a whole, like, you might have already been starting to move into the promised land, but by the promised land, I mean like the house, the marriage, all of the things, right? And this is kind of like that last giant at the moment that needs to be defeated, that's been in the way, that's causing them to be behind, right? And it's basically they are lacking understanding, right? It's mental, just not really understanding. They need help with direction. They know what they need to do at this point. They know what they desire to do at this point. They're just not understanding how. God tells you lean not on your own understanding. And throughout this journey, as you grow your relationship with God, you kind of learn to trust him, and you start to learn the true meaning of that, right? Because a lot of the things God has you do doesn't make sense to you. And so they don't fully know God like that yet, chances are, right? And so they might be built upon logic. And with God, sometimes you can't allow your logic to get in the way, right? Because you can miss what he's trying to do. But they don't fully understand that yet. They haven't fully learned God in that way yet, right? So what God was saying was that they need you to intercede on their behalf to help them gain the clarity that they need to move forwards, to help them with direction, receiving direction and guidance on how to build what God needs them to build, right? And so they are struggling heavily with this, right? And that's what's causing them to kind of be stagnant. And God has been showing me the number 414 for like the last week or so. And today, when asking for clear understanding, I was brought to Esther 4:14, right? And something else to note, yesterday I had seen instant action, and it stood out to me. And then I had also seen action, maybe even act now, I'm not sure. So a lot of action. I had also gotten 230, which in the Strongs means truly, certainly, and indeed. And 838, which means growth and increase. And so basically, Esther 4:14, you might keep, this is Mordecai. He's pleading with Esther to act. Instant action. He's pleading with Esther to act to help save the Jews, right? He says, you might keep quiet at this time, then someone else will help and save the Jews. But you and your father's family will all die, and who knows, you may have been chosen queen for such a time as this. God has placed you in position for such a time as this, right? He's saying it's indeed the time is now, and So what happened is Esther went into a 3-day fast, right? And this basically helped. She pleaded. She interceded for these people, right? And so what God is showing me through this is that once you intercede for your spouse, this is not for everyone right now, but for those that it is, once you do this fast and once you intercede on their behalf, right, with this 3-day fast, that is when you will see the growth and increase happen, right? And so 3-day fast, I know the Esther fast was, the way she had done it was dry fasting, no food, no water, nothing. But obviously we're in different times. I know people do this fast, right? But for some, like medical problems and, God knows your body and what you can handle. And so it's not really about how you do the fast. As far as that's concerned, it's the reasoning behind it, the purpose behind it, right? So you could just do a liquid fast for 3 days. You could do, however, like God will guide you on what you should do as far as you as an individual, are concerned. Like he'll guide you on that. Everybody is different. But the point is, he's calling you to act now to bring down this last giant that is in the way, that's causing this person to stay stagnant and behind on the things that God needs them to do in order to move you both forward, right? Because some things can't happen without them doing what they need to do, right? And so something else to note too, basically Mordecai was like telling Esther, like when he was pleading with her about this, like you're sitting in the palace pretty comfortable, right? While this is going on out here, like you need to do something. And that God did lead me to a word, I think comfortable, or something such as that. Yeah, to be sufficient and content. You may be in a place where, God has moved you into this position where you are sitting comfortable, right? And not even realizing that they need help on their behalf, right? The thing is, they need your help. Although you may be in a position right now where you're comfortable and things are going good, you need to follow, be obedient, right? And help when they need help. God's kind of shown me throughout this journey that you are like the Moses. We are like the Moses to them, right? Leading them out of Egypt, and guiding them into the promised land, right? That's pretty much how he's shown it to me. So that, I think that is all. It's just, they need your intercession, right? And this is how God is showing me it needs to be done. And once this is complete, right, then you will see the growth and the increase and the elevation and everything. Once you are able to bring down this last giant on their behalf. And it's pretty much just causing them to remain behind. So it's just praying for them to receive understanding, confidence, I think I said understanding, direction, guidance, understanding, just confidence and courage and all of the things, right? God to remove fear, any fear that may be lingering, uncertainty, remove fear, remove all of those things, and just, give them the guidance and the understanding and the provision, all of the things that they need. And so, yeah, God said once that's done, you will then see, you can even take the instant action, right? Okay, your action will cause instant action. That's what he just showed me with that. Your action will cause an instant action of growth and increase. And he's saying, truly, certainly, indeed, the time is now. Royal position for such a time as this. He has placed you in position for such a time as this. So I do pray that this gets to the right people at the right time. Again, this is not for everyone right now because everyone is in different seasons. So know the season that you're in. Take everything to God. Sit with him on it. Pray for confirmation. Pray for understanding. Pray for just complete understanding, right? And don't take anything out of season. Yeah, if y'all feel led to sow, my information will be there. I pray y'all have a blessed rest of your day, and I'll see y'all in my next video, whenever that may be. Okay, bye.